Welcome back to the channel, your trusted source for clear, practical, no-nonsense health advice for men over 60. We focus on what matters most in this chapter of life, protecting your strength, your independence, and your peace of mind. Today, we're diving into a topic that many avoid, not because it's irrelevant, but because it's personal. We're talking about morning habits, specifically private routines, that may quietly place stress on your heart, prostate, hormones, and overall vitality. Here's the reality. What once felt harmless or even beneficial in your 30s or 40s can begin to work against you as your body changes in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Your circulation slows. Your nervous system becomes more sensitive. Your hormone levels shift. And yet, no one tells you to adjust. That's why this video is so important. We're going to walk through 5 of the most overlooked mistakes older men make in the early morning hours. And more importantly, we'll break down the simple, science-based steps you can take to protect your health without giving up comfort or routine. These are strategies backed by decades of urological and cardiovascular research, as well as real-world insights from specialists who've worked with thousands of aging men across America. If you're looking for grounded advice that respects your privacy, your intelligence, and your lived experience, you're in the right place. Let's get started. What's happening? Shortly after waking, your body undergoes what's known as the morning surge, a natural increase in blood pressure, heart rate, and cortisol levels. This is your body's way of shifting gears from a restful state to an active one. For younger individuals, this transition is usually smooth. But for men over 60, this period can be a high-risk window, especially if underlying conditions like hypertension, arterial stiffness, or mild heart disease are present, even if undiagnosed. Why it matters after 60, jumping straight into physical activity, whether it's stretching too aggressively, lifting heavy objects, or engaging in private stimulation, adds sudden strain to an already stressed cardiovascular system. Common symptoms that go unnoticed or brushed off include lightheadedness, chest tightness, or fluttering, sudden fatigue or shakiness. In some cases, this can even trigger atrial fibrillation, AFib, short-term arrhythmias, sudden cardiac events, especially in the presence of untreated high blood pressure or arterial plaque buildup. Solution: what to do instead? Give your cardiovascular system time to adjust. Wait 30 to 45 minutes after waking before engaging in any physically or emotionally stimulating activity. Hydrate with a glass of water to jumpstart your circulatory system. Do light stretching or take a short walk to ease your body into motion. Avoid holding your breath or tensing your muscles during activity. This can further spike pressure and restrict oxygen flow. Backed by, the American Heart Association has repeatedly warned about higher risks of cardiovascular incidents between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m., directly linked to the body's natural hormonal and vascular shifts. What's happening? When you wake up, your body is in a fasted state, meaning you haven't eaten in 8 to 10 hours. During this time, your blood glucose levels are at their lowest, and your muscles and brain are running low on fuel. If you engage in physical activity, including solo stimulation, without fueling first, your body struggles to keep up with the energy demand. Why it matters after 60? Blood sugar imbalances are more common in older adults, even without a formal diabetes diagnosis. As we age, insulin sensitivity decreases, meaning the body is slower to respond to glucose needs. Physical activity without proper fuel can result in sudden energy crashes, mental fog or disorientation, dizziness or fainting spells, irritability, and mood shifts. Over time, repeating this pattern may worsen metabolic health and even contribute to cognitive decline due to poor glucose delivery to the brain. Solution: how to fuel smartly. Before doing anything strenuous in the morning, give your body something to burn. You don't need a full breakfast. Just a light, protein, or fiber-rich snack can help. A boiled egg, a small handful of almonds or walnuts, half a banana or a piece of whole grain toast, even a few spoonfuls of Greek yogurt. This gives your muscles and brain the glucose and amino acids needed to function at full capacity. And it helps regulate mood, memory, and motor control throughout the morning. Backed by, according to the Cleveland Clinic, skipping breakfast or morning nutrition is directly associated with poor blood sugar control, especially in older adults, increasing risk for falls, fatigue, and slowed cognition. What's happening? For many older men, private stimulation gradually shifts from a pleasurable choice to an emotional habit. It becomes less about desire and more about filling space, a way to manage feelings of loneliness, slowness, or lack of daily structure. A quiet escape from the absence of conversation, affection, or meaningful routine. As retirement, family distance, or the loss of a spouse set in, the need for stimulation can become psychological rather than physical. Without realizing it, many men begin to rely on this habit not for pleasure, but for comfort. Consequences over time. When used as a substitute for connection or purpose, this behavior can dull your brain's dopamine receptors, making it harder to feel joy from normal activities. Lower motivation to engage in more fulfilling routines. Increase emotional dependency on solitary behavior, leading to isolation. Diminish confidence and mental clarity in the long run. This emotional reliance often flies under the radar because it doesn't cause immediate harm. But over weeks, months, and years, it quietly undermines your emotional health and overall vitality. Solution: break the cycle mindfully. The first step is awareness, not judgment. Ask yourself, am I doing this because I feel joy and connection, or because I feel bored, lonely, or aimless? Then begin to rebuild your mornings with positive rituals that re-engage your body and mind. Take a 10-minute walk outside, even just around the block. Journal. One sentence each morning. How you feel and one thing you're looking forward to. Call or text a friend, even just to say hello. Try light exercise or stretching, which naturally boosts dopamine and lowers anxiety. Start small. These habits may seem simple, but they help retrain your brain to seek real-world connection, not just instant relief. Backed by, Harvard Health Publishing warns that over-reliance on solitary behaviors, especially for emotional regulation, may reduce psychological resilience and worsen long-term mental health outcomes, particularly in older adults. What's happening? It's common for older men to experience subtle signs of pelvic strain after stimulation, especially in the morning. These may include a sense of pressure or heaviness in the lower abdomen, dribbling after urination, a weaker stream or difficulty starting flow, a vague sensation of incomplete emptying. These aren't just normal signs of aging. They're often early indicators of chronic pelvic tension or prostatitis, which is inflammation of the prostate. During the night, your pelvic region becomes more static, with decreased blood flow and fluid movement. If you stimulate that area immediately after waking, without stretching, movement, or hydration, it can compress delicate tissues and aggravate inflammation. Why it's serious? Ignoring these symptoms can lead to ongoing pelvic discomfort, chronic inflammation that affects urination and sexual function, higher risk of urinary tract infections, reduced confidence and quality of life. Worse, many men suffer silently, assuming this is just part of getting older, when in fact, it's often treatable or even preventable with early intervention. Solution: support pelvic health daily. Hydrate early. A glass of water, first thing in the morning, helps flush the system. Gently stretch your hips and lower back to improve circulation. Take 5 to 10 minutes to walk or move before any form of stimulation. If you notice recurring discomfort or dribbling, speak to a urologist early. These small adjustments protect your prostate and reduce pressure buildup that many men mistakenly tolerate for years. Backed by, the Mayo Clinic confirms that chronic prostatitis, or chronic pelvic pain syndrome, CPCPPS, is frequently misdiagnosed and often worsened by mechanical strain, dehydration, or poor pelvic posture, especially in older men with sedentary routines. What's happening? In the digital age, many older men turn to screens, smartphones, tablets, or computers as a quick private source of stimulation. Whether it's video, imagery, or past mental fantasy, this becomes part of the morning routine for convenience or habit. But here's what most men don't realize. Repetitive use of artificial stimulation, especially first thing in the morning, can physically change how your brain responds to arousal. This isn't opinion, it's neuroscience. The human brain is highly adaptable. When it receives daily dopamine spikes from exaggerated visual content, it begins to associate arousal with the fantasy, not with real-life intimacy, human contact, or emotional connection. Long-term effects in men over 60. As testosterone levels decline naturally with age, the body becomes more sensitive to stimulation patterns. Relying on fantasy and screens can lead to reduced sexual sensitivity, making it harder to become aroused without external visual input. Lower testosterone response, especially when stimulation becomes automatic rather than emotionally engaging. Difficulty with real-world intimacy, including disconnection from partners or a sense of emotional numbness during closeness. Delayed or absent performance during partnered intimacy, even if solo function remains intact. This pattern becomes even more problematic if it's part of an every morning habit, creating a feedback loop where the nervous system becomes less responsive to touch, emotion, and physical presence. Solution: reset your internal wiring. You don't need to give up this part of your life. But the key is to retrain your body and mind to respond to real-world, present-moment connection rather than fantasy or repetition. Try this. Limit screen-based stimulation, especially first thing in the morning. Take a 7-day break from all explicit media and see how your body and mind respond. Practice mindful touch. Being present in your body, with your breath, rather than distracted by visuals or memories. Rebuild your arousal cues around real connection, not scripted stimulation. This approach helps rewire your nervous system, restoring sensitivity and improving your ability to connect emotionally and physically with a partner, or even just with yourself in a more grounded, mindful way. Backed by, a study published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine found a direct link between frequent screen-based arousal and increased rates of erectile dysfunction, performance anxiety, and relationship detachment in men over 50, especially those with declining testosterone or long-term solo habits. Let's quickly review the key habits that may be undermining your health. And what to do instead. Overexerting too early during the morning blood pressure surge. Wait 30 to 45 minutes and hydrate before activity. Skipping food before stimulation. Eat a light snack to stabilize blood sugar and energy. Using stimulation to cope emotionally. Add healthier routines like walking, journaling, or social contact. Ignoring pelvic or prostate discomfort. Stretch, hydrate, and seek medical input early. Relying on screens or fantasy. Shift toward mindful presence to preserve long-term sensitivity and emotional connection. Let's be clear. Your body changes after 60. That's not weakness. That's biology, and it happens to every man who lives long enough to earn it. The real mistake isn't aging, it's ignoring what aging demands. Because at this stage, your body needs something different than it did in your 30s or 40s. A little more time to warm up, a little more fuel before activity, a little more awareness of how your habits impact your heart, your hormones, and your confidence. The 5 habits we covered today aren't about shame or restriction. They're about preserving what still matters most, your heart health. So you wake up feeling strong and steady. Your mental clarity. So your thoughts stay sharp and your mood stays level. Your energy and drive. So you can keep moving toward what matters. Your overall quality of life. So you can enjoy the time you've earned with full presence and peace of mind. Remember, small adjustments in your morning routine. Things like waiting 30 minutes, having a light snack, or shifting away from screens can lead to real, lasting improvements in how you feel every day. This is about living with intention, not restriction. About staying strong, present, and in control of your health. Not letting outdated habits quietly wear you down. If something in this video helped you see your body in a new way, type yes in the comments. Even one word lets us know this information is reaching the men who need it. Still thinking it over? No problem. Type 0 to let us know you're still processing. Your honest feedback helps us build better, more relevant content for men like you. And if you haven't already, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. We release weekly, doctor-reviewed advice designed specifically for men 60 and older who want to stay sharp, independent, and well-informed, without hype or shame. Thanks for watching. And remember, your best years aren't behind you. They're the ones you take care of now. See you in the next one.